Welcome race fans here to the Iowa Speedway as we are getting ready for NASCAR XFINITY Series racing here in the 3M250, race number 11 of the 2016 NASCAR XFINITY Series season. Thank you for joining with us here today at Iowa. A beautiful day here as 40 drivers are getting ready to go out and tackle the Iowa Speedway for 30 laps of racing here today. Down below you'll see your starting grid rolling across your screen. Erik Jones in the number 11, third in points, and runner-up in the All-Star race 1 week ago will start on the pole, picking up really where we left off all last week, except in victory lane. On the outside of the front row is Sam Hornish Jr., who came just inches from winning at Talladega, but lost to his teammate Josh Berry over there at Talladega. Row 2, we have the number 33, Brian Scott, Sprint Cup Rookie of the Year contender, driving a 33 for RCR this weekend alongside Darrell Wallace Jr., still looking for that first career win. As you look back through the rest of your starting grid, as we take a look at your your point standings after 10 races, we have Ty Dillon, your All-Star winner from 1 week ago, a 20-point lead on the 18 of Daniel Suarez. Erik Jones, Darrell Wallace, and Chris Buescher, your top 5 in points. The series has a little streak going. The last 4 races has been won by a Xfinity regular. And now we're going to get the command to fire up the engines.
Drivers, start your engines.
The engines are fired. Now they'll roll off onto the track. And yes, the last 4 races has been won by a Xfinity regular. And then you have the last 6 races, beginning with Erik Jones at Auto Club, and then Chris Buescher, Ty Dillon, Daniel Suarez, and 2 weeks ago, Talladega, rookie Josh Berry got the job done and got the win. Driving the number 20 this weekend, that is Drew Herring in the Interstate Batteries Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing. In the field, we have Tyler Reddick driving the 22 for Team Penske, Brendan Pohl, a second car out of H. Scott Motorsports, and then you got Cale Conley in the 43, Ross Kenseth driving the number 80. But up front, it is the number 11 of Erik Jones, lost the All-Star win, but trying to get some redemption here in the 3M250. The pace car will hit pit lane and the fans are on their feet. And coming down here to the green flag, we are underway here at Iowa for the 3M250. And racing down in the turn number 1, it is a pretty good even start for the 11 and the 88, but the 11 will have the advantage coming off turn number 2. Jones to the lead. Brian Scott now trying to get second away from that number 88 of Hornish. Then you have that rookie Brandon Jones. He's had a good run this season so far. 7th in points in that number 2 car. Now he drives up to the runner-up position of Brian Scott as Hornish gets in the wall, entering turn number 1. 3 wide back here, Drew Herring in the middle, Darrell Wallace Jr. up top. Then you got 3 wide behind them, Ben Rhodes in the middle with Ryan Truex on the inside and Chris Buescher on the outside. Buescher won this race 1 year ago after a pit call. Got the win away from Chase Elliott. Erik Jones leads Brian Scott, Brandon Jones, and Ty Dillon. That is your top 4. But Daniel Suarez running out your top 5. James Buescher, a former truck winner here. He's now in 6th. Hornish Jr., Herring gone, and Tyler Reddick, your top 10. Now we have the 98 Ryan Truex, started outside the top 15. He's now up inside the top 10, just 3 laps into this race. And now Dillon will move by Brandon Jones. That is for 3rd place. So now Brian Scott, you can tell that 33, starting to reel in that number 11 of Erik Jones. He's been out front for all 4 laps today. Jones and Suarez, 4th place. And there's the one of James Buescher, cheats it on board that number 1 this weekend. And Suarez makes the move to the inside off turn number 2. Tell you what, these RCR Chevrolets have been very, very quick this weekend. You have that number 33 chasing the 11 for the lead. You have Ty Dillon. You have Brandon Jones. And not far behind, you have that 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Here comes the rookie Ben Rhodes on the inside of Ryan Truex with 9th place on track. And Darrell Wallace, he's dropped all the way outside the top 10 as you had the 48 of Brendan Pohl up here. Sam Hornish Jr. is back here. He was outside the top 15 last time by. Hornish Jr.'s gotten in the wall. Chris Buescher's back here. A lot of good cars have dropped all the way back. Justin Marks is almost outside the top 30. You can tell Marks has been in the outside wall with all the damage on the right side of that number 42 car. and the top three are jobbing away from the field. Eric Jones, your leader, but Brian Scott not far behind. Let's go on board with that number 33 of Brian Scott. See, Brian Scott is really starting to get into gas a little bit quicker. That's giving Scott a pretty good momentum off the corner, and all that speed carrying him down the straightaway into turn number one, and he's going to drive right into the back bumper of that Toyota of Eric Jones. Brian Scott is right there. Remember, Scott has never won a race here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Driving full time now in the NASCAR Spring Up Series for RCR. Driving to 33 this weekend, and right now he's all over the back bumper of that number 11 of Eric Jones. But not far back, there's that 3 of Ty Dillon. Then you have Brandon Jones and James Busher, Daniel Suarez, Sam Hornish Jr. is all the way back up to 7th. Brendan Gaughan, Ben Rhodes, and Ryan Truex. Then you have Darrell Wallace, Drew Herring, Brennan Poole, Tyler Reddick, and Josh Berry. That may have been Berry who I saw all the way back here, because Berry and Hornish are running identical cars. Chris Busher, Cole Custer, Ryan Reed, Cale Conley, and Cole Witt. They make up your top 20 right now as we are 11 laps into the 3M250. And new lead, there goes the 33 of Brian Scott. The 33 to the front. Scott leads here at Iowa. But now moving up into second place is his RCR teammate Ty Dillon, the championship point leader, and the guy who won the All-Star race here from Iowa 1 week ago. And he had to get around that number 11 of Jones to do it. And now Jones will lose the lead to Brian Scott, but now Scott has a hungry Ty Dillon behind him. Dillon looking for his second win of the year. He won at Bristol just a couple of weeks ago, his first win of the year. And what a great run early on by Brandon Jones up here inside the top 5 and running in 4th place. And now Jones going after Ty Dillon again. 3 cars under a blanket here at Iowa. It doesn't get any better than this. Short track racing at its best. RCR teammates Brian Scott and Ty Dillon. And then you got the Joe Gibbs Toyota of Eric Jones. And we're just about to pass the halfway point in this race. Brian Scott, and this is your top 4. Then you got a little battle back here to get inside the top 5. You got Daniel Suarez, Sam Hornish Jr., Brendan Gaughan, and the 1 of James Busher. And now Hornish looking to the inside. Suarez gave him a little opening. We don't want to miss a battle up here to the front because Dillon is right there and looking to the inside in the center of turn 3 and 4. Making our way out of turn number 4. It's still Scott at the line. 15 down, 15 to go here from Iowa. Jones 3rd, Jones 4th, and Hornish now inside the top 5. Bringing Brendan Gaughan, bringing James Busher with him, and there's Darrell Wallace 9th, and Drew Herring your top 10. Ryan Truex, Tyler Reddick, Ben Rhodes, Josh Berry, Chris Busher, Cole Custer, Brennan Poole, Ryan Reed, Cale Conley, and the 84 Mason Mingus. Then you have Cole Witt and Jay Burton, Michael Self and Yaley, Ron Segan, Ross Kenseth, John West Townley, Justin Marks really struggling in that 42 car. He got in the wall early on, now just trying to make his way back up to the front on the inside of Townley. Ross Chastain, Jeremy Clements, Blake Cook, David Starr, Kligerman. There's 17 of Ryan Ellis, Tyler Young, Derek Cope, Brandon Godovic, Josh Wise. Josh Wise driving to 13 for MBM this weekend. Joey Gase and the 15 of Cody Ware. And look at Dillon all on the back bumper of Brian Scott. And now what I see at the front of, in front of these guys is a lap car. That's the 15 of Cody Ware in the 15 car. And just straight away ahead of the leader Brian Scott. And Dillon, see, he's looking at the inside of Brian Scott's, keeping that inside line a little bit open. Brian Scott's allowing Ty Dillon to pick his nose on the inside of that 33. And now as they catch the 15 of Cody Ware, coming to 10 to go this time by, and not far ahead of Cody Ware is Joey Gase. They're gonna go a lap down very, very soon. This time by will be for Cody Ware. 10 to go here at Iowa, and Brian Scott, which way does he go? And how will lap traffic affect who wins this race? Scott makes the move to the inside of Cody Ware. Dylan Jones follows through on the inside lane. The 15 will not be an issue for your leaders, but Cody Ware almost got in the wall there off turn 4. And I tell you what, that number 2, Brennan Jones, he's not letting these top 3 pull away that easy. And now we have Jones on the back bumper of Ty Dillon, as Scott's gotten a few car licks on that number 3. Next up to go lap down the 52 of Joey Gase. Out of Jimmy Means Racing, Josh Wise, 38th, Brandon Godovic, 37th. We have yet to see a yellow flag in this race, and will it stay that way? We'll find out. Darrell Wallace on the inside of his teammate James Busher. Suarez is back here with his teammate Drew Herring, and Ryan Truex trying to find a way inside the top 10 with 7 to go this time by. Now Scott catches the 52 of Joey Gase. Scott's not making the move, but Ty Dillon, what does he do? Scott did not even make a move to get by that 52 of Joey Gase. Now can Dillon get by? Here comes Dillon, but Scott tries to pull a block. Brian Scott's, oh man, they're making contact here for the lead. The 2 RCR teammates side by side, Brian Scott and Ty Dillon. Scott allowed Ty Dillon to make a move to the inside, and look who's coming in the back, Brandon Jones, up here in 4th place. So now give Ty Dillon the lead in that number 3 car. He's now your leader. Now moving up in the 2nd comes that 11 of Eric Jones, and not far behind that rookie Brandon Jones in that 2 car. Catching the top 3 with 5 to go, and Ty Dillon looks like he may be setting sail now. Dillon's been, you saw Dillon, he was quicker than Brian Scott, but Scott, when he got in the back bumper of Joey Gase, he did not even make a move. It's like he was waiting for Ty Dillon to make a move for the lead. I really don't know what that was about. Brendan Gaughan now 6th, Darrell Wallace, Busher, Suarez, and Drew Herring your top 10. Cody Ware in the wall back here. Slows down the 7 of Josh Berry. Berry now in the middle. Cole Custer on the bottom, trying to get around that number 7. That is for 15th place on track. Going around, turn number 4 will be 3 to go. This time by for Ty Dillon. 1 week ago, it was Ty Dillon in the lead, and it was the number 11 of Eric Jones chasing him down. Now we have the 13, that is Josh Wise. Right up ahead, will he make a difference in who wins this race? Out of turn number 4, looks like Dillon will be able to get the inside. He'll be able to pass him down the straightaway. That's good news for that number 3. Bad news, there's 2 cars side by side up here, but I don't believe he'll be catching them anytime in the next 2 laps. Yeah, I think they're going to be okay. Coming down to the white flag this time by Jones. Has caught the number 3 a little bit this lap. But out of turn number 4, the white flag flies. 1 lap around Iowa remaining for Ty Dillon. Trying to pick up his 2nd win of the year. And this win right here could very well officially punch Ty Dillon into the 2016 chase. Down in the turn number 3 to go. In the center of turn 3 and 4, making his way to the checker flag. It'll be the number 3 of Ty Dillon, who will sweep the first 2 weeks at Iowa. Ty Dillon, who won the Xfinity All-Star race 1 week ago, has just picked up his 2nd win of the year here at Iowa in the NASCAR Xfinity Series here. Ty Dillon, your winner. He just swept the whole Iowa weekend here. He won the race last week, and then wins it this weekend. Brandon Jones, a career best 3rd place. And then have the 33 of Brian Scott and the 88 of Sam Hornish Jr. Your top 5 here at Iowa. Well, what a great battle we had here for the lead. Eric Jones led the first couple laps, was passed by Brian Scott, who was passed by his teammate Ty Dillon to win the race here at Iowa. And Dillon grabs his 2nd win of the season and his 3rd win of his career. On your screen, you will see the remaining results here today from Iowa. The 2016 3M250 complete. Ty Dillon, your winner, and 2nd place Eric Jones. Brandon Jones, Brian Scott, Hornish, Brendan Gaughan, Darrell Wallace, James Busher, Daniel Suarez, and the 20 of Drew Herring. So Ty Dillon will extend his point lead even more. But remember, we have the chase this season, so really doesn't matter if you're the point leader or not. Really depends if you can get a win. So Dylan, the first multiple-time winner this season, except for Denny Hamlin, who has also 2 wins. Next weekend will be a big weekend for NASCAR. Going back to the backyard, the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Going back up there for the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, North Carolina Education Lottery 200. And then you have the XFINITY race here from Charlotte. And then you have the Coca-Cola 600 from the NASCAR Spring Up Series. So that will complete this weekend. No cup and track racing this weekend, but congrats to Ty Dillon on the win. And we will see you next weekend at Charlotte. Goodbye, everyone.